Happy Friday, everybody. We have been learning about sharks all week. Do you remember which the longest shark was? A whale shark. And a whale shark is actually the longest fish in the world. It's super big. And we talked about how big it was. We said that it could be like, somewhere around 30 feet, 40 feet, something like that. And we talked about, some of us said how that's bigger than our parents. But do you know how big that really is? I made a little PowerPoint for you guys with lots of different pictures of things that we have seen before so that we can kind of get an idea of just how big a whale shark is. So let me share this with you. And we are going to see how big a whale shark is. So here we go. How long is a whale shark? There it is. And we talked about how whale sharks are the type of shark that just swims around with its mouth open, right? It's a filter feeder. It just swims around with its mouth open and lets fish and krill and plankton and whatever else just go into its mouth, and its gills filter out the water. So it's got a super big mouth so that it can just take in whatever it swims past. So here we go. Let's get started. It's longer than Lou. Now you guys have seen pictures of Lou, and he's popped up in our Zoom meetings. Lou is 3 feet long. It's a lot longer than Lou, a lot. It's longer than Mr. Cam and Mrs. Cam, right? You are very familiar with how tall I am. I'm only 5 feet, not super tall. There you see how much taller Mr. Cam is than me. He's 6 feet. He's an extra foot taller than me. Plus we saw him in class that one day he came to help out. So he's probably the size of some of your parents. Way bigger than that. It's longer than a horse. Horses, we see them sometimes at farms, or sometimes when I'm coming home from school, a lot of houses along my way home have horses. Horses are 8 feet long, so we're still a lot longer than a horse here. Longer than a mako shark. So mako shark is a different type of shark. I don't think anybody researched mako sharks this year. They're very fast sharks, but they're the same size as a horse, about 8 feet long usually. We're getting closer, but it's still longer than a tiger shark. So this is a tiger shark. Some of you researched tiger sharks this week. Somebody told us that tiger sharks are like the garbage collectors of the ocean because they eat whatever. Tiger sharks average about 11 feet long. So we're getting pretty big, right? This is bigger than a horse. Bigger than a horse. A horse is big, right? But it's still not as big as a whale shark. All right, longer than my car. You guys have seen my car sitting in the parking lot when we're on the playground. My car is 14 feet long, right? Most small SUVs will be about this size. If your parents have a car like mine, probably around 14 feet long. It's pretty big, right? Imagine my car floating around in the ocean. That would be a big fish, right? That's super big, but it's still not as big as a whale shark. Here we go, longer than an African elephant. Have you ever been to the zoo and seen an elephant, or maybe seen a show on TV with elephants? Elephants are huge. They are the largest land mammal. Please notice that I said land mammal because next week we're going to learn something really cool. African elephants are the largest land mammal. They can grow between 16 and 24 feet. So that would be like if you took my car, it's 14 feet, right? Plus 8 would be 22 feet, right? That would be if we had my car and we lined up a horse at the end of it. An elephant's still a little bit bigger than that. And a whale shark is even bigger than that. So we're talking big stuff right now. Longer than a great white shark. So I think one of us, Mac, I think you researched the great white shark. Great white sharks are kind of the most popular sharks, I feel like, when you think about a shark. We see them mostly on Shark Week on TV and in TV shows. And Bruce in Finding Nemo is a great white shark. Great white sharks, on average, they can be bigger and they can be smaller, but most of them are around 20 feet long. So this person right here is swimming next to the great white shark, and look how little it looks. I don't know why that person is swimming next to the great white shark. I would not want to be. But, hey, maybe she's researching. So a horse is 8 feet long. Maybe 2.5 horses would be the size of a great white shark. If we had my car and then we laid Mr. Cam out next to it, that'd be 20 feet. That would be the length of a great white shark. Great white sharks are really super big, right? Look at that thing. But it's still not as big as a whale shark. We're getting pretty close, right? What's this thing? It's a school bus. And we all know how big a school bus is. It's big, right? When we went to the Carolina Theater to watch our Snowy Day play for our field trip, we fit our class and Miss Barnhill's class, and I think Miss Carbassi's class also, all on that same bus. That was 3 classes and like probably 4 or 5 teachers all fit on that bus, and a whale shark is bigger than that. Wow. I just need to think about that for a second. Imagine a school bus driving around the ocean like a fish. So the whale shark's not as tall as the school bus, but it's as long as that school bus. That is so long. We could all sit on the whale shark and ride around. Here we go. We're still going. There it is. There's the whale shark. And this is at an aquarium, and you can see all the people lined up down there that are the same length as him. Like, look at all these people before they're the same length as the shark. So whale sharks, on average, that means most whale sharks, grow anywhere from 18 feet to 33 feet long. So let's go back. The school bus is 35 feet long. So whale sharks, big whale sharks, could be the length of a school bus. Smaller whale sharks might be about 18 feet, which would be like the length of my car. It was 14, right? Plus maybe a loo and a half on the end. If we added up maybe a loo, took loo and then cut him in half and added another one, that'd be like a small whale shark. But listen to this, some can grow up to 40 feet. That's longer than a school bus. That's a school bus with me laid out behind it. 5 more feet. That's really big. So they can be anywhere from the length of an elephant to the length of a school bus. They're super, super, super long fish. They are the longest fish in the ocean. Look at their mouth, right? Evie told us a little bit about their mouth. So she said a 10-year-old child could fit in their mouth. Check this out. They can open their mouths 5 feet wide. You can't tell from the picture, right? Because it's kind of far away. But that's the size of me. I am 5 feet and like 2 inches. So only about this much of me would not fit in the shark's mouth standing up. That's so big. That's a big, big shark mouth, right? I don't want to get caught in its mouth. Do you? No, a couple of you guys could probably fit in there. So let's look. That's a big whale shark. Whale sharks could be 11 of Lou. If I laid out 11 of Lou's back to back, remember how we practiced measuring and we laid the paper clips touching? They can't overlap and they can't have gaps. They have to touch. To have the same end point, right? We learned about that. So if I laid out 11 of Lou, that'd be the length of a whale shark. Or 4 horses in line could be the length of a whale shark. Or 2.5 of my car could be the length of a whale shark. Or 1.5 elephants. That's big. Check this out. Have you ever seen any of these when you're driving down the highway, a big 18-wheeler or a tractor trailer? You might call it different things. Those things are huge, and I don't like driving next to them because they're so big. Most tractor trailers that you see driving down the road are about 70 feet long. They're really big, right? The longest whale shark measured was 60 feet long. That's almost as long as a tractor trailer. So next time you're driving down the road and you see a school bus, you could pretend that's a whale shark. Next time you're driving down the road and you see a huge tractor trailer, you can picture that as the longest whale shark. They're big, guys. They are so super big. Last year, my class decided to measure a whale shark in the hallway, and we all sat in a really long line in the hallway to measure how long it was. And we went past Miss Barnhill's class, and you know where Miss Barnhill's class is because that's where we stop when we leave our class going to lunch or specials. That's far down the hallway. That was a long shark, and we all sat in line, and we could even almost lay down and we would all still fit. So whale sharks are huge. I hope that this video gave you a little bit of an idea of how big they are. Maybe you could find something in your house that you know how big it is, and maybe you could measure how many of those items would fit. So like I measured Lou. Actually, I made Mr. Kim measure Lou last night, and it was really funny. I should have taken a picture for you guys. He measured him, and he's 3 feet long. And so I did some math. You might have to have your parents help you. And I decided that 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 11 times was the size of a whale shark. So now I know that when I look at Lou, I need 11 of him to make a whale shark. Now I know when I look at my car, I need like 2 of them to make a whale shark. So see if you can find something in your house maybe. Maybe you don't have anything that you know how big it is. Maybe you could have your mom or your dad lay down on the floor and measure them and see how many of them would be a whale shark. But they're big. So the biggest thing that I want you to learn from this video today, if nothing else, is whale sharks are big. Say it with me one more time. Ready? Whale sharks are big. All right, friends, if you can even believe it, there's something else out there in the ocean that's even bigger than a whale shark. And we're going to learn about it next week. But if you remember, I said it's the biggest fish. So I wonder what could be out there that's bigger than a whale shark that's not a fish, but it's in the ocean. Something to ponder this weekend, something to think about. But for today, that's all I've got. Whale sharks are big, guys. I hope this helped you out. Have a great weekend.